allow mommy come and ask us. Now, some of us will be scared.
Yeah, expert. Okay. Yes, and I met Itunu. Yes, so she's she's coming here for the first time. Yes, so, and I met Ife. Yes, Ife. Yeah, Ife. No, no, I met Damilola. He's a student. Yes, yes.
Okay. My name is Damilola. I met Ife too. I met
This Ife, is this guy from space or you just Ife, Ife? I met Ife, I met Ife.
I met Mr. Collins.
Mr. Collins, okay.
Yes, Collins. I also
What
met
do they do? They just live on the streets or they don't have
I'm not sure
nothing?
what Mr. Collins does. But Dari,
Then you didn't
does.
meet him, or you
Dari
just saw him.
is a surveyor. I think.
Where is
That's
the
my
Dari?
Dari has stepped out.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I met.
You said you
Ariola.
met Ife.
I met Ariola. I also met Bushola. But I didn't ask for what they did.
Oh, you didn't ask. So you didn't meet them now. You just saw them. All right. Thank you. At least you tried. Thank you. Okay. Let me give this to someone. No, we've seen John. Okay. You, ma. All right. Tell us your name and who you met.
My name is Margaret Alabi.
Margaret
I met
Alabi.
Tunu. I didn't ask her what she did.
Oh, wow.
I met Efe, he's an IT developer.
Okay.
I met John. Someone
Okay.
already said what he did.
They said what? I can't really remember what he said. Can you
He
tell
said
us?
he said he works at IBM.
He works at IBM. He said.
Yes, that's what he said.
Okay, so John didn't tell you. Is what he said. Okay. Who is John?
This is
Self?
John.
That is John. Okay. All right. Okay.
And I met Ariola too.
Ariola. Okay, and she does what for a living?
Actually, I didn't ask.
She just lives for a living. Okay. Ariola, you she's
She's into real estate.
she's into real estate. All right. I would have said Ariola, you are a jobless worker. You know what that means? You work, but we don't know what you do. Okay, let me give it to you. Tell us who you met.
My name is Itunu. I met Margaret,
Okay.
Sheon, John, Ife.
What are you? You're just meeting these people. Are they from? They just fell
Don't
from
ask
the
for their
sky.
names.
Okay, just their names. But Auntie told you to ask for more than that, so
I didn't hear that.
you didn't hear. Right. Your ears are open actually now. They are open.
Collins, Dami,
Okay.
Ariola.
It means, but you don't know what they do for a living. You didn't ask. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Finally, I think let me tell us who you met, sir.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
I met Itunu, John, Ife.
Ife. Wow. You are just meeting these people, Sha. We don't even know what they do for a living. All right, so okay. So thank you very much. I want to call on Ariola. She'll just come and introduce our speaker for us, to us rather, for this evening. Now, you guys get set. Now, for those of us that are familiar with our big auntie, you are in for a ride. But it will be an exciting ride, so that once, when we are done, we will know that our lives have been really changed and we are better for it. So please, can you come up and introduce our speaker to us?
Good evening, everybody. So our speaker for today, she'll be talking on what's our? Sorry, I'm a bit unprepared. I just got this now. She's Tutu Sholeye, the founder and CEO of Learners and Trainers, a high-performance coach, trainer, and counselor. Her organization, Learners and Trainers, focuses on attitude training and personal development. And in the last 15 years, Learners and Trainers has trained over 12,000 people at different levels, in different organizations, in different industries, and in different countries and continents around the world. So She's very well versed in what we're about to learn this evening, and I'm sure that she will make an impact that will touch each and every one of our lives. So please, let's welcome Ms. Tutu Sholeye.
You failed to say what I was supposed to talk about. You said I was waiting. I'm still waiting. It's okay. Thank you very much. I think I like that because I was asked to speak for 1 hour, thereabout, yes. And I kept wondering what would I say in 1 hour. And from the point that I got the email, I think I've changed my slides at least 10 times. So today I have about 5 slides, 5 presentations actually, and I'm wondering which one. All right, can we move forward and close the gap? Unless you have issues. In Yoruba, they say Araki Safara. Unless there's Kuruna anyway. Biti Kurunaka. I'm going to be very gentle today, but it is not in my character. And the reason being that it's just a one hour thereabout. Toby, are you shocked to see me? All right. May I know what exactly that means? You need her to speak into a mic so they can hear her and hear me. We're having a good conversation here. For those who didn't hear her well, are you surprised to see me? You heard my part of it, right? And what was the answer? Not exactly. And my question then is, what is exactly? So we have to finish that conversation so you will learn. Give it to her. So not exactly. Then what is exactly?
Okay, so I said not exactly because initially I didn't know you were going to be the one taking this program. But when I came in and I saw you, I was not totally shocked. I mean, because I know this is your line of business. I mean, so I was telling Busola that
my line of business. Church is my line of business.
No. Anchoring this, I mean, how do you measure your
I've
life?
been here over 20 years. First time I'll stand here. I don't understand. It's not my line of business.
I'm saying, my point is, I mean, this is what you do, ma. So, I mean, talking to people about...
I don't do this. I don't do churches.
Okay.
Okay, now.
Okay, so should I go back to not exactly or...
No. Is that not exactly that? I want you to go back to...
Okay, not exactly because...
From not exactly, you go deeper. Why don't you just go back to not exactly and tell us what exactly is?
Not exactly.
What is exactly? This one is not exactly. So what is exactly?
I don't know what to say.
Don't worry. Toby and I are friends, so I can do that to her. Some of you, I won't dare because that might be the end. All right. I'm a life coach. I'm not a trainer, and I'm not a motivator. I'm a life coach. So, what's the difference between the life coach and a trainer or a motivator? Please, let's get it interactive. I'm not going to say much. I think I ended up with just about 5 slides, and I said, I'm just going to talk. Maybe you didn't hear my question again. What's the difference between a coach and a trainer or a teacher? You've never heard the word coach before? Or is it teacher that you have not heard before? There's nothing like giving it a try. You're either doing or you're not. Do you want the mic? Okay, before he talks, sit down, please. Was that such a very difficult question? It takes a yes or a no. Was it very difficult? Okay, he complicates it a little bit. Was it difficult? It takes a yes or a no. In life, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. I ask a question, was it difficult? You say technical. I hope technical is not the same thing as difficult. You've put in another parameter, which wasn't what I asked. Was it difficult? Yes or no? A coach, a teacher. It is difficult, extremely difficult. Okay, so you think it's difficult, okay? You don't. That's why you want to talk. Okay, let's hear you, and let's see the difficulty.
To my own understanding, the difference between a coach and a teacher is this. A teacher teaches to...
No, you can't use a parameter to explain itself. You can't use teach to explain teach. And you can't use coach to explain coach.
Okay, the teacher impacts knowledge to a student.
Yeah.
Why a coach sees something in you.
He doesn't see. The coach may be blind.
He tries to bring out...
He doesn't try. We watch football, don't we?
He trains you to...
We all watch football, and we know coaches. In fact, sometimes we argue that some of our coaches should be fired, don't we? That's a useless coach. So what is a coach and what is the teacher? We've all been to school, so we must have had one teacher or another. Even in church, you have Sunday school teachers. So what's the difference?
Like I said earlier on, the coach...
You haven't said anything like you want to say.
Like I want to say.
Uh-huh.
The coach brings out the talents in you.
Suppose you don't have any.
Okay, he sees you as a potential person and he tries to push you towards the goal he thinks it will be befitting for you.
Uh-huh. All right. What he said was very difficult. You couldn't have said that. What's the name? Sheon, you could not have said that, right? You could have. I thought so too. You look very sharp, so I know you could have said it. But why didn't you say it? Because it was technical.
Well, a coach and a teacher.
You lost the opportunity to talk now. That's not the question that I just asked. My question is, why didn't you talk? No, don't talk about the coach anymore.
Okay, I didn't talk because both parameters sound the same way, and yet they are different at the same time. So I didn't know.
Right,
which
I
was
think
which.
I need to move on, and I did something with Toby there, and I've engaged two of them here, and we will learn as we go on. May I say to you that you should let the child in you come alive? Children are never afraid to make mistakes. Adults are. So even when you know something and they ask you, you are waiting for that wonderful opportunity to say a perfect thing until the opportunity to talk at all is gone. Listen, it's not that you don't know who a coach is or who a teacher is, but you're so conscious of these faces are around you, and you don't even know. Sometimes they say, I don't know what she wants, and you can never know what I want, but you know what you have to say. And then the opportunity goes by. Whether you believe it or not, this is what happens in real life. That we will all see the same thing, simplicity. While you are busy, somebody has run away with the opportunity. And the only thing that crosses your mind, like Sheung, is, I could have said that. You heard when I said, could you have said that? And it's like, yes. And after some time, you start wondering, why didn't I say it? I don't know what I'm going to say to you today, but sometimes where I start is the greatest enemy that we have. Oh, you know it. Is there anybody who has an enemy? Is there anybody who doesn't? Okay. Do you have an enemy, yes or no? You do? Where are they? You don't know, but you know you have, but you don't know who they are. Where are they? Where is you see? Hello? You are his enemy. Say you are around him. All right, where are they? She? Yes. Can you give the mic so quickly? I'm looking at the time.
Say your enemies are within you. Like, it depends. Like, your enemies are within you. So you have to overcome your own limits. That's what I feel.
Maybe you are right. Because do you have an enemy? I'll say yes. The greatest enemy you have to deal with in your life is you. It's what is destroying. You know, all that prayer. I had a program and they kept praying and binding the devil and binding the devil. They were young people and I told them, stop binding this devil. Please stop. They gave 30 of you to me to train. You are binding the devil. When the people who gave you to me ask, where are my people? I say you walk into the sea. Because all of us, there's that devil inside of us. And that's the first person we have to conquer. One of the things I teach is self. And I said to myself today, do I talk about self? That's what I was challenging. The two of them. Let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. And we can't hold on to it. And in life, you find that it looks like some people have opportunities. No. The opportunities are there. But as it says, eyes we have. But you know what? We don't see. Yes, we have. But most of us, we don't hear. It's all right to come to church, but what do you hear when you come to church? Sometimes I wonder, even in business, when I'm supposed to do things like this, I have a set of 26 young people that started on Monday, and the question is, how many Christians here? 22 out of 23. Just one Muslim. And they're either all Christians or Muslims. Do you read your holy books, whether you're Christian or Muslim? Do you read the Quran? Do you read your Bible? And most times the answer is no. And therefore you have to sit and listen to some of the things that are in the book. I just said, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. You know, that's a quote from the Bible. But most times when you talk to people, a closed-ended question takes only a yes or a no. You won't get a yes, you will never get a no. Ask me, Tutu, do you understand? Just say, Tutu, do you understand? Actually, I think I actually don't understand. I actually understand what I'm not actually sure I understand. And and by the time they finish with you, you are wondering, what question did I ask? What question? Do you understand me? Actually, no, it was technical. It was, do you actually understand? And all you actually get is the actually. I'm going to call on you just in a few moments. That's all I would do to reawaken that giant within you. I don't know what I'm going to say, and that's the honest truth. I prayed. I asked for revelation. Well, I'm not sure I got any wonderful revelation because there's not much that we can do in 1 hour. And the only thing that I said to do to you today is to irritate you a little bit. irritate. If you have skin disease and you go to a dermatologist, when they don't know what you are reacting to, they start doing what they call the patch test. The patch test is they keep putting things on you to find out precisely what you will react to. When you then react to something, then we know precisely what to treat. So I'm not a preacher. I am not a preacher. I asked the lady who got in touch with me, I'd like to know the people. He said, we are singles. And I said to her, I don't know what that means. Because in my classes, I hear I'm single but searching. A single and no search. So I don't know what singles mean, but I think we are here together to fellowship. So I just call this next set of slides, Come Let's Reason Together, which means I'm not going to be teaching you anything. I'm not going to teach you nothing at all. Come, let's reason together. I hope you know that's also a quote. You don't read. Because sometimes I talk and people say you are very intelligent. I say, me, I'm not intelligent too. I just find those things that you should see and don't see, and I say to you, come, let's reason together. All right, and that's my name. The agenda, we've had introductions. If it were longer, we would have had more fun doing it. Now, my question is, and just to a few of us, let's reflect. 5 minutes only. Why are you here? Is this a monthly thing? Bi-week? Bi-monthly? Okay, so every 2 weeks, we gather together like this? Oh, every other month. Okay, once in 2 months. So the next one will be in March, God willing. That's if you are alive. And that's the truth. If you're alive, you just might be there. But if you're not, we'll say goodbye. All right. That doesn't sound good, right? I said, if you're alive, we just might see you again. But if you're not, we might say goodbye. There was a gentleman, a young man in the choir that lived very close there, slept and just did not wake up. What's his name? Maxwell. I saw Maxwell in December. Maxwell and I and a group of other people went to Abeokuta together. It was fun. And then a few days later, he just slept. He slept and he just slept. And he's still sleeping. Don't you understand? He wasn't ill. If he were ill, you say, oh, it's illness that killed him. If it's motor accident, you say it's motor accident. But you know, things like that happen. In less than a week that I saw him, because we were together Christmas time, and then before January, he was gone. So if I say in 2 months, right? I don't think I've said anything wrong, have I? Okay. That's part of the problem that many of us have. We live in denial of the only thing that is certain in our lives. And that's why our lives are so messed up. Oh, you're young, right? You're young. Maxwell was much younger than me. Could have been my son. But there he is. How many years now? 6 years. 6? It doesn't matter. 6 years, 2 years, 5 years. I've outlived him. Don't you understand? Well, he could have been my son. And sometimes we live in denial of the only truth that there is to us. I don't know if you'll be here in 2 months, but the point is, if it bothers you, you need to look at your life again. religiosity, if it truly bothers you as to whether you'll be in this group 2 months from now or you just might not be, it bothers you, then you need to look at your life again. You need to look at your life again. He comes like a thief in the night, and he's not going to say it is tomorrow. But a lot of things that we should do is I'll do it next week. I'll do it next year. I'll do it. And then the question that I ask, how do you know you'll be there? And people don't want to hear it. And the truth is, how do you know you'll be there? Did you ask to be born? I like Islam. It says, from him we come. To him we will return. And Christianity is even worse. It says, from dust you came, to dust you will return. So sometimes I look at people and I say, senior dust, junior dust. You know what I'm talking about? Junior dust. So you are well-dressed, that's senior dust. You are chairman, chief executive. In fact, that is senior dust. And then you are a cleaner. That is junior dust. Don't you think so? But dust all the same. Why are you here? Truly, why are you here? I went for a funeral, and I'm a little crazy, so don't worry about me. I went for a funeral in VGC, Victoria Garden Court. That's where they bury rich people. So you should aspire to be buried there. I hope I make sense. Say amen. Hello. You should aspire to be buried there. Look, the plot of land is expensive, 1-point-something million, and it's not bigger than this. It's expensive, but the place is beautiful. It's cobbled stones all over. There's shade, so there's avenue. There's light 24 hours of the day, not like your house, not like in my house. When I left home today, I did not have electricity. I don't know if when I get back, there will still be electricity. But if you live in Victoria Garden Court, I don't mean city. Court is where the people who have crossed the divide, where they live. If you live on that side, there's electricity 24 hours a day. And then you have trees. So when they put you inside, if it gets too hot for you, you can sit on, they have seats under the shade. So you can sit there, read a book before you get back inside your house. I'm sure you know those houses. They're very small things, about 6 something. But they are well labeled. They are not like these streets here. If you go on this street and you say, I'm looking for number 22, you expect that the next house should be 24. No, they say no, 20, this is 22, 24. And then by the time you get there, they send you back. In that place, the houses are well numbered. So if I say you're looking for my mother, go to row something, house something, I swear you'll find her just there. She might just be sleeping. All right, we went for the funeral, and you know it's a rich person from the way I call it the food arrives. So when a rich man dies, they hire MIC. And even with the MIC, it depends on the quality of your richness. So the ones that are rich might come in a Rolls Royce. And then the ones that are managing rich, they will give them Volvo. And the people who are not very managing, sometimes they just put them in ordinary car. And sometimes they put them in a van. You understand? But in VGC, they don't bring vans. It has to be a Rolls Royce. And then that particular day was a very, very rich person. So the pallbearers were in tuxedo, not jacket. Not jacket. You know, jacket, those ones that is just falling all over you. They were in tuxedo. And then the casket, it must have been very expensive. But let's go to the way they brought the, I call it dinner, in. You know, those boys just balanced the casket on their shoulders. And then the way they move, very, very solemnly. But if it is Aton, they throw their people's corpses up and down. And then they just be throwing it. You don't do that to a dignified, dead human being. Solemn. A solemn march in soul. That's what they call it. And when we were at the graveside, I stood back with one of my friends who is now dead, Shola. And Shola asked me, Tutu. I said, yes. The worms in Atom and the worms in VGC court, which one would you rather be? I said, very intelligent question. Let's analyze it. I don't think I want to be a worm in VGC court. Don't you see the dinner? They have locked it in metal. They have put formalin in it. And then they will put it in the ground. Now, you soon see them. They will put concrete on top of it. I don't want. I think I'd rather be a worm in Aquino. That one, they just put people on the ground and they put sand on them. So the worms in Aquino will be fatter. The ones here will be too slim. I don't know about being a worm here. And we went on and on. It's all vanity, don't you get it? It's all vanity. Because they brought the thing in a casket. They say it cost millions now. But whether it's the king or the beggar, what I always say to people is the worms that will eat you are already inside of you. Let them put any formalin in it. From dust you came. One thing is certain, to dust you will return. And we forget. I did a program in an oil company. They were looking at me as the way you all were looking at me now. And at the point, I got frustrated with them. And I just turned on them. I said, why are you looking at me the way you are? You're all full of worms. And then you could see